Ladies and gentlemen, we regret to inform you that because of recent accusations of racism by Blizzard, every single character in Overwatch is now gay. On top of that, we'll be discussing Randy Pitchford apparently being a pedo? Yeah, plus we got good stuff to talk about. My name is Micah Curtis.
I'm Alex Baldwin, and I'm wondering if that makes me gay too.
Maybe we're all gay. Welcome to Micah and The Hatman. All right. Hatman, lead us off. What was your pick of the week?
Aliens. Not Alien. Aliens. The sequel. The good sequel. Depending on how you look at it, the only sequel as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But yes, great fucking movie. Do I even need to sing its praises? I think y'all know by now just how fucking good it is. A film Razor Fist loves to hate. Why? What is
because aliens die easily.
So they're different. Their heads are not the same weird smooth whatever as the OG alien. They're all rigid and whatnot. They were basically just born. I mean, it's the alien queen, like, she was not exactly easy to kill. She was able to tank basically everything, and they had to airlock her out. Like, come the fuck on. I mean, if you acknowledge it, yeah, these are kind of adolescent aliens, it makes sense. But yeah, also Razor Fist is a fucking pleb, and he gets off on being a contrarian. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But no, this movie's fucking great. Even though I didn't really realize this. Excuse me. I didn't really realize this until the screening on Sunday that I went to, or Wednesday. I don't remember time. Anyway, there's only like 4 real action sequences in the movie. There's really not that many of them.
Yeah.
And they're not really like that crazy long either. I mean, like the longest ones are at the very end. But otherwise, like, it really does feel like a proper sequel to Alien. And it sort of builds up on the action. The same way that Alien built its way up, and almost a slow burn into the horror aspect. This does the same for action. And yeah, you do have some, scary bits and whatnot, like the chest burster dream at the beginning of the movie. But of course, everyone likes to say, Aliens is an action movie, whereas the first Alien is a horror movie. I don't really know if I can agree with that assessment entirely. I mean, this felt like an action thriller almost. But, in all honesty, too, I can't watch it the same way, because I'd only ever seen it one time before this. I can't watch it the same way knowing what happens at the beginning of Alien 3 also. It just it makes the end of this so worthless. Especially with Newt, man.
Well, I'm okay with Newt being dead.
I'm not. That basically ruins the entire point of this movie. Like, Newt is someone that I could see, taking over for Ripley. But just killing her off, in between movies on top of that, like, come on. And Hicks, too. My God. Also, real talk? What the fuck is up with Kyle Reese and being a MILF hunter? I don't know. Seriously, the cat was in cahoots with the first movie, Alien. Jonesy. I wanted Jonesy. I would gladly get a Jonesy after Key Cat, of course. I've already got a cat. It's a Key Cat, but yeah. Anyway, no, Aliens is fucking great. I don't mean to sound like I'm complaining about it at all. It's a fucking classic. It's absolutely a fucking classic. One of the definitive movies of the 80s, of course. And if you get the opportunity to see this on the big screen, do yourself a favor and fucking do it. Because it's so much better. Like, most movies are better suited for the big screen, but there are some that I would say you really should, like, go to the ends of the earth to see on the big screen. Aliens is one of those movies. Also, game over, man. Game over.
Oh, goodness. Yep, all-time classic for sure. I might watch that tonight before I go to bed.
Do it.
I'm debating whether or not I want to order a bunch of wings tonight. Because I really, with my head being what it is, I'm not sure if I want to cook. Not to mention there's a ton of snow outside. So. But by the way, if you're going to do Game Over, man, you gotta do it right, man! Game over, man! Game over! There you go.
That's just fucking great, man! What the fuck are we supposed to do now?
Why don't we build a campfire? Sing Kumbaya. Oh, it's so quotable. That's the crazy thing about it.
How in the hell did Hudson live as long as he did?
I don't know. That's the crazy thing about it. I don't know. I love that movie. It really just is incredible. Incredibly well done. So
yeah, it's fucking great.
I love me some James Cameron. So yeah. Prime James Cameron.
Prime James, yes. Before he got up his own ass with Titanic and started sniffing his own farts.
Yeah, and then Avatar, which is basically Dances with Wolves in space.
Dance with Wolves and Pocahontas in space.
Yeah. I don't think Avatar's a bad movie. It's not original.
Mediocre. It's a mediocre movie.
Yeah. Well, he could do... We've seen James Cameron do better. He can do better. I have faith that he could do better, but...
Yeah. Which is why I find it kind of weird that he passed off Battle Angel Alita, a project that he had been literally trying to put together since the 90s.
Well, he's producing it.
Yeah, but he's still not as involved as he was before.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, oddly enough.
Yeah. I am going to see it.
It looks very faithful to the source material.
I'm really hesitant on it, but I am going to go see it. Yeah. So...
As everybody knows, it's one of the only three manga that I've ever enjoyed. So, well, actually, no, now it's 4 because Goblin Slayer.
Goblin Slayer.
Goblin Slayer's fun as hell, but that's not what my pick of the week is. It was going to be, oddly enough, up until, because I've been watching the anime, up until last night. You and I were talking about this being one of our 3 topics, was the Resident Evil 2 demo, because I watched someone else play it. Then you told me, it's out on PS4. I'm like, oh, okay, so I was going to go on my PS4 and download it. Then I saw it's on Steam too. And I downloaded it. And let me tell you guys something. I have a GTX 1080 Ti graphics card in my my gaming PC. It couldn't handle this game at max. This game is going to be the next Crysis in that regard.
Except it's going to be more memorable than Crysis.
Yes, consider. Though Crysis is a good game, but holy shit. And Crysis 2 is better. But, Resident Evil has been back since 7. But this solidified it. So, the demo is one of 2 things. You can play for 30 minutes total, and your playthrough lasts up until you get to a certain point in the story. Basically, you get the spade key, and then you go back and talk to Marvin Branagh. And I really, really, really want to just sleep until the end of the month so I can play this, the full version. I was perfectly, and by the way, I'm perfectly fine with the timer, with the demo timer, because that was the most fulfilling 18 minutes I have had in a video game for a long time. I actually got through it, really quickly, because I'm pretty experienced when it comes to Resident Evil games. But the how do I start even? First off, the atmosphere's top-notch. It really took me back in a lot of ways, but in a brand new way, of the original feel that I had. Because there will be a Things I Love Resident Evil 2 this month. Just so you guys know. I'm probably going to finish writing it tonight. I haven't done a Things I Love video in a long time. I know that there are a lot of people who really loved those videos, especially, I know that Hardboiled Entertainment was a big fan of them. But yeah, people are paying a bunch of fake accounts to do it. Guys, this is part of the reason I own a PlayStation 4. Is I can go download it on my PlayStation 4 if I wanted to. I actually thought about streaming it, but I didn't really, because my internet's been so wonky lately, I didn't want to risk it. But anyway, this is Leon Kennedy, and they have basically nerfed him from Resident Evil 4. He has no martial arts maneuvers. He's very inept. He's not a good shot. So he has to focus to be precise in this game. And they bring back the melee system from Resident Evil 1's remake. And the combat knife is a lot better than it used to be. There's real-time damage on enemies. For those of you who follow me on Twitter, go onto Twitter right now and you'll see that I posted some screenshots from the game. And you'll see the level of detail in the damage. And let me just put this in perspective for you. When I got the shotgun, I blasted a zombie in the face and took its face off. It was gone. All you saw was a bloody skull. It kept coming. I was fucking mortified by it. I was scared. Resident Evil 7 did that to me, but it's been a long time since I have been consistently scared playing Resident Evil games. This is survival horror done right. You have armament, but your enemies are resistant and they're tough. It's really, really, really well done. Like, and not to mention the physics of the game are really good too in regards to it. The character models for the zombies are built in layers. So it goes from outside in, it goes organs, skin, bone, muscle, skin. And you can blow parts of it off sequentially. Another thing about it is that if you shoot zombies in the legs, as they start to move forward, the leg will collapse under its own weight and it will snap off. So you can use that strategically. And that's something I really liked about it. Is one thing that I did near the end of the demo was that there was a zombie munching on a dude. I was low on ammunition, so I knifed it across the back of the knee at least 6 times. It tried to stand up, and its legs broke, and it fell onto the floor. And I was like, ugh, but it gave me time to get away. This is the first time I've ran away from a zombie in a horror game in a long time. So, needless to say, it's a gorgeous game. It's going to be out Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC. I will be playing the PC version. If enough people say that they want to watch it, I will start up the game night streams again, and we will stream the entire thing. And Hatman, of course, can join me if he wants.
If my internet cooperates. I just pushed the download to both my PS4 and Xbox One. We'll see if I'm able to download it at all.
Yeah, it is.
And maybe downloading it was a mistake, because that might mean my internet's about to fuck up for this stream.
Yeah, you might want to pause the download for a minute. But it's Resident Evil 2 for me. You guys, when you see things I love, you will understand like how significant this game is for me in regards to my time as a gamer. You're going to get the entire story of how I came across this video game and the first time I ever played it. So, yeah, it is a, oh, and one thing, Monkey Lint, is that you can do that, but to blow someone's head to pieces, you have to be a little closer. I was admittedly at range when I fired that shot and it didn't kill the zombie. The second time I did it, I got point blank to his face and pulled the trigger, and his head just like was gone. It was in chunks. It was like the violence physics in this game are the best that I've ever seen. Like, it's crazy how good they are. So
yeah, I have to go to my consoles to pause this download, so I will be right back.
Yep, and we're gonna go ahead and start on the first topic then, while we await Hatman to return. Randy Pitchford. Pedo. Yeah. So, there's a button that I have here that I'm pretty sure we have hit for Randy Pitchford before. And there's another button that we haven't hit for him yet. So, I say we start with a bit of Rambo, and then we purge everything. What do you guys say? Yeah.
Fuck 'em.
We have arrived, and it is now that we fulfill our charge. In fealty to the Lord our God, and by the grace of his throne, I declare exterminatus upon whatever scumbag we're declaring exterminatus on today. I hereby sign the death warrant of an entire wherever, and consign 1,000,000 souls, maybe, to oblivion. May imperial justice account in all balance. The Emperor protects.
Deus vult, Deus vult, Deus vult, Deus vult, Deus vult.
And just for good measure, I don't know why I hit the chew button, but fuck it. So, Randy Pitchford, for those who don't know, is responsible for the atrocity that is Aliens Colonial Marines. He is the head of Gearbox Software and has been in the gaming industry for a very long time. But his only real success, I would say, and I think it's fair to say his only real success game-wise was probably Borderlands, the Borderlands series. Or would I be wrong in that, Hatman?
What? I just got here.
The only success that Gearbox has really had would be Borderlands.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, for the most part. I mean, you could... I guess you could say the Half-Life expansions, Blue Shift and Opposing Force.
But yeah, that's true too.
But they didn't really have a success since then. I don't know if I'd call Brothers in Arms a success, but
not really. And they've kind of dropped those as time has gone on.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't released a new game that is not a remaster or a remake since
Battleborn.
Since Battleborn. And even then, like, before that, it was Borderlands the pre-sequel.
Which sucked.
Yeah. No.
Then again, I fucking hate Borderlands.
I do not like Borderlands one bit either.
It's like bad Diablo. But but the thing about this particular incident is that, and this news came out of the blue, folks, is Randy Pitchford is being sued by an old business partner.
Mm-hmm.
And it was revealed that this particular business partner came across a thumb drive full of documents and underage pornography.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there has been more things, and Nick Monroe, if you're not following Nick Monroe on Twitter, you should be. Nick Monroe has been going over this. We like Nick, obviously. Nick was actually a big help to me for a couple of articles I did at Tech Raptor back in the day. We'd have him on the show sometime. But the excuses that Randy Pitchford has made for this thumb drive were not good.
No, absolutely not. He said it wasn't underage porn. It was barely legal porn. And the day after the lawsuit was filed or made public, I don't remember exactly, he went on a podcast to talk about the contents of that thumb drive. And he went on to try and, I guess, get feminist cred or something, because he called that fucking porn, which was like a cam show, magic. He equated
female ejaculation,
vagina,
yes.
Yeah, female to magic. What the fuck?
So I can speak from experience that is not magic.
No.
It just takes time and effort.
It's very, very much not magic. I mean, unless he's got trouble, it's not magic. But as far as the whole pedophile accusations go, like, there's not any concrete evidence.
Well, there was another thing of him having a boudoir show in his house for children.
Yeah. That fucked up. Where the accusation that there were adults exposing themselves with children present.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Ain't nothing holy about this.
Well, it gets weirder. Apparently, all the shows that were there in that, I think he called it the Peacock Theater, which is in his house, by the way.
Yeah.
He is willing to show media the recordings as long as they keep it a secret. He's not willing to go public with them. Huh? It's like every time he tries to dissuade people, like, oh, this isn't as bad as you think, he
makes it worse,
deeper and deeper. Yeah, what the fuck is this? I mean, David Eddings, former VP, voice of Claptrap, basically said, yes, it's true. He tweeted out straight up, yes, it's true. Finally clarified, liar, check. Conman, check. Perv, no idea. I kind of think perv in this question should just be a check too, because we've established that Randy Pitchford cannot be trusted. We
Yes.
cannot take him at his word. Therefore, I think the best case with these accusations is trust but verify.
Yeah.
The benefit of the doubt if you want, but I think the best case in this scenario is trust but verify.
Yeah. You know it's bad when your own mascot turns against you. Yeah, that's a very, very, very poignant statement.
Yeah.
I don't like Randy Pitchford. I don't think I ever really have, because he's a liar. And I don't like liars. But this is disturbing. This is like I want to headbutt this individual. And I have a giant forehead, which is good for headbutting. So, on top of that, can I, some of you see the title of the stream is at least we're not Randy Pitchford. How do you top Anthony Birch?
That's saying something too. Anthony Birch just got fired recently from wherever the fuck he was at. How do you do worse than Anthony Birch? Like, that's...
And it was for sexual harassment, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe it was, yeah. And fucking Randy Pitchford, he can't even get that. He doesn't even get to say, at least I'm not Anthony Birch.
Yeah, like, this is reset the clock for your ass.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I am still amazed at this, and I'm hoping that who is Anthony Birch? Oh God.
Okay.
You've not been introduced to the walking meme that is Anthony Birch.
So,
you look up cuck in a dictionary. His picture's right next to it. Literally.
If you're familiar with Ashley Birch of Hey Ash, What You Playin' fame, that's her brother.
Yeah.
He literally got cucked by his wife, who wanted an open relationship, got cucked, tried to play it off like, well, you're gay or bisexual now, couldn't get a date even with a dude. Wife left him, took his fucking Wii U, and he has been in a fucking sad state ever since. He was a writer, I think, for Borderlands 2. And Jesus God.
Yeah, hired from Destructoid onto a game company, one that he gave positive press to. No surprise there.
Yep.
And
yeah. You know I don't use the word beta male, like, at all. But Jesus God.
Yeah, this guy fits the bill.
Either beta or just all the way down to fucking Omega. Like, he might be on the very end of the fucking spectrum. He's another Steve Shives? No. He's worse than fucking Steve Shives.
Yeah. So,
like, and that's why we say at least you're not, like, your life may suck. You might be in the pits. You might not be able to get a girl. You might, like, suck at literally everything ever.
But at least you're not Anthony Birch.
You're not Anthony Birch. And now, at least you're not Randy Pitchford.
Yes.
At least you are not such a colossal fuck up that you are Randy Pitchford.
Exactly. All right, let's move on to the next topic, because we're kind of just going in circles. Fuck Randy Pitchford.
Yeah.
I already did fuck him Exterminatus. You missed it completely. So.
Fuck him Exterminatus, cool.
But credit to our friend Lo Ping on Twitter. Just Google "At Least You're Not Anthony Birch." You'll see the song. It's great. All right. So Bungie has left Activision. The breakup is official. The dog has been taken. The dog being Destiny. The game, not the weird streamer. Hatman, fill us in.
Basically, there was a 10-year agreement that Bungie would develop 3 games, a trilogy of games and a new IP for Activision, or of course of 10 years, of which each major title would have, I believe, 2 or 3 major expansions too. These would basically be like half the price of the fucking game because, of course, it's fucking Activision. And they would support the series over, a decade's time. There had been some issues with what people said were like the corporatization of Bungie, because Bungie had been very much, against the grain in that regard for the longest time. It was so bad that Marty O'Donnell, who basically been with Bungie since the very early days, if not the start, actually left. Not sure if he was fired or if he quit, because that's all part of a settled lawsuit. Sealed, settled. Very, very hush-hush. They're not even allowed to release the music that he did for the first Destiny game.
Yeah.
That's how fucking crazy it is. But with this, Bungie is retaining the rights to Destiny. They get Destiny. They will publish it independently. Activision's name will not be on Destiny anymore. This is totally Bungie's gig now. Which is fucking huge because Activision was the money behind everything. But Activision was also really the one that got a lot of the blame when Destiny turned out to be kind of a shit show. Destiny 2 was supposed to be what Destiny 1 was intended to be, but still kind of shat the bed as well.
Yeah.
So now this is a matter of, okay, can Bungie salvage this franchise on their own without any sort of corporate meddling? And I don't know.
My problem with Destiny is it's mired in so many bits of lore that it's almost impenetrable. You have to have been playing the first game from the get-go to really understand what the fuck is going on. Because I downloaded the game because it was free on the PlayStation Network, and I turned it on and I played it, and then I deleted it in 20 minutes because I couldn't understand what the fuck anybody was talking about.
Yeah. I bought it. I bought it for Xbox One after, I think, the Taken King came out, because the version I got had the expansion. I think it was like $20. I was going to play it with some friends who were like, yeah, this is fucking great. I hated it. I fucking hated it. I legit gave it like a couple hours. I'm like, this is fucking boring. This is absolutely boring. I have no idea what's going on, and I just don't even care. I cannot make myself care about this. Because like anything with the lore, you had to go to Bungie's website to read up on it. Like, there's a difference between a Bungie game that's got terminals, like Marathon, where there's, a lot of fucking text that's coming after you, and for the most part, like, it's optional. But even then, like, you're still getting your main story beats. And then there's, okay, I still have no fucking idea what's going on. I guess I have to wait until I unlock the codex entries for whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like, you should not need a fucking companion wiki to help you understand the story of a game. Even Metal Gear Solid doesn't need that.
Yeah.
Even Kingdom Hearts doesn't need that. And Kingdom Hearts is confusing as fuck.
Yes. Needless to say, though, I'm and we were talking about this before the podcast, is I'm wondering whether or not Microsoft is going to try to make them an offer. Because they worked with Bungie for a long time. They put together a lot of games. I'm intrigued to see if they will. Or if Bungie will want to remain independent. I think that independent would probably be best for them.
I think so, too.
Because it will let them do what they want to do. And some don't know this. I am connected to this development studio in a roundabout Kevin Bacon sort of way, which I am quickly becoming the Kevin Bacon of the internet. Fuck you, Jeff Holiday. That title's mine. But I have an older cousin who's a pastor in Chicago. One of the kids in his youth group back when I was in college, that kid's older brother works for Bungie. So, and I got to have a couple conversations with the guy. Smart dude. The way he talked about the way Microsoft did business with them was that they were very, very good to the people at Bungie. Gave them stock buy-in options, 401ks, the whole 9 yards. Like, they were very good to them. But at the end of the day, I think it was because Bungie wanted to move on from Halo and Microsoft didn't want them to move on from Halo. So, but needless to say, I would hope that they would stay independent. I would hope that they would continue to do their own thing, and maybe even consider crowdfunding. I think that if they did that, they would probably do pretty well for themselves. Or at least if they did go back to Microsoft, they would probably have more negotiating power now than they did before.
I don't know that they should go back to Microsoft, to be perfectly honest. I think it would serve them much better if they were purely independent, because they work a lot better. They churn out a lot of good content when they're, just working on their own.
Yeah. Not to mention if they remade Marathon, it would, like, the crowdfunding would be like that.
Oh God, no! Well, don't even remake it. Just do a Marathon 4, for God's sake. I'll take it. I'll gladly fucking take it. I want to see more of Durandal's search for, or not search, but his attempt to become a god, basically, which you sort of kind of got with Infinity. But Jesus Christ, that game is confusing.
Imagine if Bungie joins EA. Is everybody ready for Gastony?
About to say, no. If Bungie joins EA, they may as well just shut down the fucking studio themselves.
Yeah.
EA will do it within 2 fucking years.
Oh, absolutely.
No. No.
Needless to say, though, I did not see this split happening, but it may end up being the best thing for them.
Well, that's the thing. I think both of us saw Activision trying to buy out Bungie.
Yeah, that's what we had both thought.
Because Destiny's sales were so damn good. And then Destiny 2, again, kind of shat the bed there. So maybe that's the fucking reason why. I don't know. But Activision gets a lot of shit for fucking over developers. Activision does that a lot worse. They just don't shutter them.
Yeah.
It's like they just infested with cancer and they're just a walking fucking tumor. I mean, look what happened to fucking Infinity Ward, for God's sake.
Yeah.
I will never, ever forget screwing over Wes and Zampella there. That was fucking scummy.
Yes. All right, let's move on to our final topic of the day. Racist Blizzard.
Speaking of Activision, or Activision Blizzard. Oh,
wow, that title card doesn't look good, but okay. But, yeah, Blizzard Entertainment was recently accused of racism by a former employee. Now, let's set up a timeline, because we talked about Blizzard last week. That, with Nathan Grayson breaking a story about, competitive Overwatch getting fucked by a social experiment, quote unquote. Let's be honest about this. To move away and to try to make people forget that happened, they made another Overwatch character gay. They made Soldier 76 gay or bisexual or something like that.
Which is why this accusation is not that Blizzard is homophobic.
Yes, because that's the thing, is that Blizzard is smart, or when it comes to PR, they know that but they're dumb at the same time. They're smart with their own, they're smart with woke Twitter. They know how woke Twitter works. They know that woke Twitter will jump on LGBT representation. I'm doing a lot of air quotes today. faster than Zoe Quinn will jump on a cock for positive press. So that's what they did to try to distract from it. But it was transparent and people saw it coming a mile away. So that's why I have a feeling that it wouldn't surprise me if next week there's another Overwatch character that's gay, which is my little snippet at the beginning of the podcast about all the characters being gay, because
Junkrat and Roadhog are gay.
yes. So
Mercy's gay.
everybody's gay. And now they all have AIDS too.
All of the robots are gay. Yes, everyone has AIDS.
The robot is very gay.
I am a gay robot.
That's right, Caboose. I'm a gay robot.
Oh my god. 3 points if any of y'all in the chat get that reference.
It'd be the second red versus blue reference in 2 weeks. So I love red versus blue so much. Okay, so anyway, this is a pretty big bombshell that Blizzard has acted like this in the past. Mostly because they like to ride the train of progressivism so much. And yet, here we have a Latin developer who got treated like crap, allegedly because he was Latin. So, my question is this: where does Blizzard go from here? I mean, they're lucky that they have friends in the press that are trying to bury the story. You're not going to see a Jimquisition video about this, folks. Which is kind of why I'm supporting the quartering more and more. And hopefully Jeremy continues to report on things like this, because nobody in the games press will. At all. Because people at Blizzard have the right politics. Air quotes again.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Fuck them?
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
So, what should we, what would be in the Micah Curtis drinking game? What phrases?
See.
For better or worse?
Yeah, for better or worse, when it comes right down to it.
Yes. And no. what should the drink, like, it's obvious it's shots. Yeah. And my shooting whiskey of choice, it has to be whiskey. For those at home, it has to be whiskey. I'm a whiskey drinker.
Seagram 7.
Seagram 7.
Needless to say. Needless to say, for better or worse, when it comes right down to it.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. At the end of the day, yeah. No, anything that's a button we can't do, because
yes.
Fuck them, Jew, no. Mm-mm.
And millions will die doesn't get said enough.
No.
So
suggests a shot every time you say Deus Vult.
Oh, you'd all be dead.
Oh. Yeah, y'all be fucking dead.
Yeah, like you die of alcohol poisoning. How much I say Deus Vult? I have it tattooed on my arm.
Mm-hmm. Oh god. Whenever Micah pushes a button, take a shot. Nah.
Yeah, with as much as we use the fuck 'em button,
yeah.
You'd all be dead. I'm not trying to kill my audience. I love you guys. So
I mean, I have to drink too. Let's be real.
Mm.
I like being not dead. I don't know if y'all knew this, but I like being not dead.
Yes. All right, so let me check the Discord server for questions real quick because we are at the Q&A. Holy Ninja Toe says, for the entertainment podcast, favorite epic literature, poems like the Iliad or large books like A Song of Fire and Ice or Lord of the Rings.
Would you really call that epic literature?
I guess he's talking about scale.
Okay.
In which case,
That would be Lord of the Rings or Chronicles of Narnia.
yeah, Narnia would probably be my pick.
Yeah, one of the two. All right, so Twitter. From the Dank Horse Elric, of course.
Of course.
What exactly qualifies someone as being in a fandom? That's a follow-up from one of our overflow questions, I guess.
Yes.
Does it have to do with specific behavior, or is it just a matter of self-identification? I've drawn fan art. I'm in a fanfic group on Discord. I frequent a number of fan sites, and I enjoy talking with other fans. I'd assume this makes me part of a fandom, which is a problem because I enjoy these activities and don't want to just quit.
Elric, get out!
Yeah.
Blink twice if you're imprisoned!
Fairly certain that, that's
a fandom.
Pretty much fandom. Yeah. Is it possible to be more than a casual fan of something and not be part of a fandom, or does the act of being a hardcore fan automatically qualify? I think there's like 3 tiers of it. There's just casual fan, hardcore fan, and then fandom. Part of the fandom. Yeah. Fandom is pretty much what you would describe there. You know, you're involved in fan sites. You're in a fanfic group. You do fan of it. You know, you talk about it pretty much exclusively, or you're in a group that is oriented around interest in that. I mean, it's going further than just like being on a forum, like an enthusiast forum or something. It's like spending a lot of fucking time there. You know, if your online identity revolves around, you know, being a fan of it, like that's part of your, you know, screen name or whatever. Yeah, I would wager that's being part of a fandom. Yeah, sorry, but you might have cancer.
Yeah, just a touch. A little bit of cancer.
Yeah.
Gotta get that cleared up.
Yeah, just a little bit of cancer. Tell mom it's okay. But if you enjoy it honestly, and it's not like, it's not to the point where you're not going after anybody for frivolous shit, by all means, go for it. We're probably going to, you know, poke fun at you.
Yes.
For that.
But our general advice is don't become a Tumblr tier psycho.
Yeah, don't let it rule your life above all else, because as soon as it does, your priorities start getting all out of fucking order, and the next thing you know, you've threatened to kill somebody because they didn't make your ship cannon.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about naval shit either.
No. All right, let's move on to the chat. How long till we get a millions will die button? There will not be a millions will die button. I have too much fun saying it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Brimshay, you nailed it right there. Why a button? We have it live.
Exactly.
Micah, give them what they want.
No. They have to wait.
You're not.
Has to be appropriate.
Oh, okay. Well, somebody ask a question that'll make it appropriate.
Oh? What is the question?
I don't know.
Oh, you said ask. I thought you said somebody asked one. Okay.
No, you have to come up with one.
Let's see here.
Ooh! I like this one. Audis Whisper, thoughts on PC Gamer going after RimWorld for a lack of trans representation, whilst unbeknown to them, stories written in the game were written by trans people. So, the guy who is either head of development or like head of whoever is putting together RimWorld, Tiny Sylvester, he was neutral on Gamergate way back when, and he was on some old Kotaku in Action live streams. He was on like either the second one or the first one or the first two. Micah, you were there.
Yep.
So you might remember this. They've been going after him ever since the whole Gamergate thing.
Yes.
So this is absolutely to fucking be expected, and it's a bullshit claim on top of that, because it's literally trans representation, but not the right representation.
Pretty much.
Again, you can't fucking please them.
All right. What else we got?
Thoughts on ticket sales for Captain Marvel being sold out? What? It's actually selling out?
I'm surprised by that.
I am too.
We'll see if the movie's any good.
Still not enthused about it at all. Even after the most recent trailer, which was better than the other two.
Yeah.
Crystal Wing, do you think Venom and Carnage will be in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3?
Maybe.
I think they'd be stupid. I think they'd be stupid to not at least include Venom.
Yeah. Thoughts on Dead or Alive making in-game clothing take less damage to attract female players? I'm gonna wait to see that before I really comment on it. Because last I saw Dead or Alive, they had said like they de-emphasized the jiggle physics, and they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looked to me like they took out the adjuster for them. Because in Dead or Alive last round, you could like go from like set your age to 99, and it was basically the boob physics were all over the place, which were hilarious. So I have a feeling that it's probably they're just probably de-emphasizing things. Well, and it wouldn't surprise me they want people to take the game on its merits as quality, because DOA is good. You know, I like DOA. Mostly because Ryu Hayabusa, let's be honest, my favorite ninja. So.
Here's one. Hardboiled Entertainment asks, so assuming WB gets its shit together and keeps Henry Cavill and Amy Adams, how would you guys do Man of Steel 2? Brainiac is...
I would kill off Alexander Luthor Jr. and reintroduce his father, Lex Luthor.
Mm-hmm. Who is played by Clancy Brown.
Yes.
Because I'll be damned if we get a Luthor that is not the same dude who voiced him in the 90s Superman cartoon.
Yeah, Clancy Brown also is big and intimidating naturally. It would actually be a really good fit. I don't think he would have a problem with going bald.
Fucking Carnival. Holy shit.
As for the villain, Intergang. And I would start building towards Darkseid in the future.
I still want to do Brainiac.
And
don't like destroy him either. Like do the thing like from like you would almost have a setup for whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow, where you could hint at the team up. Like the end of it is that fucking helmet, and Lex Luthor is holding it.
Mm-hmm.
That way, if you wanted to go ahead and like fucking end it, and for Man of Steel 3, you could have that team up be it, and then you could just do whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow.
Yes.
Just fucking.
Also, with Darkseid, I would probably do a Darth Vader sort of thing, in the sense that he would be played by a big physical actor, but voiceover by Michael Ironside. Yes, I'm bringing in animated universe stuff. I know people are probably going to be like, oh, you're a fanboy. Look, he's more effective. And the only person that I would ever, and I don't care, and the only person that I would choose to play Darkseid is dead. Like, physically play Darkseid is dead. And it's, oh God, what is his name? What's in the Green Mile?
Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah, Michael Clark Duncan is the only person I would have ever trusted to play Darkseid physically. So...
who is that? Daniel Parker? Clancy Brown just turned 60.
Yeah, and he doesn't look it. He looks a lot younger than he is.
Just turned 60 a week ago. So, he does look a whole lot older, but no, he's... Nope.
Still in great shape for a guy his age, too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that would be my, my pick. Would be probably like Intergang or something along those lines to start moving towards Darkseid. Brainiac would be a good pick too, though. And it would give an excuse to bring back Russell Crowe as Jor-El and kind of establish that relationship, and Brainiac's relationship to Krypton would be really cool. So, but I would not have. I would lean towards, again, more animated series Brainiac than I would Brainiac as an alien. I like that sort of AI of Brainiac 2, basically. I like Brainiac 2 more than proper Brainiac. So, yeah. Wouldn't be against killing off Eisenberg's Luthor if Lois kills him. That would be interesting to see. I wouldn't be against it. Benedict Cumberbatch's Brainiac? Mm-mm.
No.
I don't want I want Cumberbatch to just stay as Doctor Strange and do something like that. I would much rather have somebody else do that.
What about Patrick Stewart as Brainiac's AI?
That I would like. That I would really like.
Interesting.
I think he would be a really good voice for that sort of thing. Or who I was thinking could play Brainiac is the guy who played Benjamin Sisko in Deep Space Nine.
Mm.
So, all right. Top 5 real quick to close this out. Top 5 Superman villains from Matchstick. For me, it's Luthor will always be number 1. My second will probably be Doomsday. Third would probably be Zod. Fourth, who's another good one for him? Would you consider Grundy a
No.
Yeah.
No, I would not.
That's the thing. I'm not the biggest Superman fan. Manchester Black, then, would probably be next. Then Hank Henshaw, the Cyborg Superman. Was that 4 or 5 for me?
I believe that was 5.
No. Luthor, Henshaw, Doomsday. You said no to Grundy. So, yeah, who would be a good 5th? Probably Darkseid, I would think.
I don't know if I put Zorro on there. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah, but for those of you who don't know Manchester Black is awesome as a villain. So, how about you, Hatman?
Basically the same list, though I put Brainiac as the number 2, to be perfectly honest. That's the thing. I don't know if I would put Bizarro on the list. Just like I'm tempted to put Anti-Monitor on there too.
But he's not really a Superman villain.
No, he's really not. Just like I don't even know if I'd call Darkseid really a Superman villain because it's just more crossover than anything else.
Darkseid really didn't become a Superman villain until post-Crisis. Then it was specifically him and Superman. It was kind of Jeff Loeb who really started initiating that big time of portraying him only as a Superman villain. It's because the fourth world was not really being used very much at the time. So
yeah, just like Lobo was supposed to be a Superman villain, but he's sort of gone off on his own fucking thing.
Bizarro is not a villain anymore, even.
No.
For those of you who have not read Red Hood and the Outlaws, what are you doing? Go read it right now. Like,
see, Bizarro, same reason that I've got with Grundy, even. I mean, they reformed, pretty much. And Grundy, even then, was almost a reluctant villain.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and move in. For those of you who still have questions for us, don't forget to tag Brainbox in them. We're going to go ahead and put an end to the show today. I want to thank, before we head out, Foxhelm and Shane Boatwright donating. Let's just say that the donations were well timed. I won't go into details, but we really do appreciate it. And am I missing anything?
Apparently, we forgot about Metallo.
He's not one of my top 5. Though another one who I really like, the DCEU or the DCAU's performance of, because it was Malcolm McDowell who voiced him. So, love me some Malcolm McDowell. All right, folks, but we are going to go ahead and take off. I'm going to go get some rest and some food, not in that order. So, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate all of you, for sure. Any final words, Hatman?
Yeah, I think I'll take it from the chat. Superman's greatest villain is Bendis.
Agreed.
Because Bendis.
Because Bendis. My name is Micah Curtis.
Alex Baldwin, and I'm not Brian Michael Bendis.
Thank God for that. Thanks for watching Micah and the Hatman. We'll see you next week. Deus Volt.
Deus Volt.